let you down. Not on our watch.
And let you know
not
what's
in
the
our
new thing, and
country.
hopefully you'll be on the
Thank you
email
very
list.
much.
I'm so glad you're getting involved with the Tea Party.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Me too. Thank you. Thank you.
Our next speaker is the National Director of the Patriot Action Network, which is the nation's largest conservative social action network, serving hundreds of thousands of citizens every month. So please welcome a great patriot, Darla DeWall.
Hey everybody, how many of you out there consider yourselves to be patriots? All right. Well, that's what we're all about. Patriots in action. You know, last year when I spoke here, we had just given Mayor Bloomberg 106,000 petitions opposing the loss. That was last year. This year we gave 147,000 petitions. members, thanking them. Many of you contributed to this, sponsored pens for people. We want all the firefighters, the first responders, the families who've lost, the people who've been affected by this to know that this is not a New York problem. This is an American problem, but this is a worldwide problem. And America has been a beacon, has stood as a beacon of freedom and liberty, and we are going to continue to do that, and we are going to continue to tell the truth no matter what the cost. We're going to continue to fight for freedom, and we're going to continue to remember those that were lost and the sacrifices made, and we're going to continue to remember that these men and women in uniform fight for us every day on these streets in America, and these firefighters that fight every day to preserve our buildings, our families, our businesses. But we Americans have to remember that we can't rely on our guy next door or someone else you see on the Social Action Network to do the work for us. We have to step up. We have to take action. We are the ones who will continue to preserve liberty and freedom for all. God bless America. God bless you. Keep acting. Keep acting. It's time. God bless you.
Please welcome now James Lafferty, the leader of the Virginia Anti-Sharia Task Force. The mission of the Virginia Anti-Sharia Task Force is to oppose and to assist others in resisting the implementation of the radical, barbaric, and anti-constitutional Sharia law in Virginia and everywhere in America. James Lafferty.
All right. We love you.
Good afternoon. I'm proud to be here with so many people who have made such a sacrifice.
Thank you.
Maura Doherty died here 10 years ago while working for Cantor Fitzgerald. I never met Maura, but I know her mother. Her mother is part of our coalition. Her mother has endless energy in fighting this, as do all of you. It's good today to take some time and to mourn what America lost that day. We lost brilliant people, young people whose lives were just starting out. God knows what they would have accomplished. The same goes for our military. The same goes for the firefighters.